What's up everybody? Welcome back to another day of Momentum WOD training. My name is Brandon. Today I'm going to coach and guide you through this Evolve System WOD, a functional twist on traditional strength training using a single kettlebell. Today's Evolve System WOD is going to be much like many we've done in the past, where we'll perform a push, pull, swing sequence of movements. You'll have two different circuits in today's workout, each which will follow that sequence. The first round of today's workout will be as follows. You'll kick things off with 5 repetitions of the kneeling windmill on each side, and then follow that up with a halo to hammer curl for 10 repetitions. You'll finish out the sequence with a 2-arm kettlebell swing for 15 reps. You'll perform that sequence 3 times through, and then move on to the second sequence, which I'll fill you in on at the halfway point of today's workout. Let's grab a moderate weight kettlebell and get focused for kneeling windmills, 5 repetitions each side. Good luck today. While the hammer curl is often overlooked for more traditional biceps curls in which the forearm supinates, and more dynamic kettlebell exercises like the one coming up, the kettlebell swing, there's actually significant value to performing this movement for the Jiu Jitsu practitioner. Forearm endurance and strength are valuable assets for the submission artists. The hammer curl excels at promoting both of these things. As with any ballistic kettlebell exercise, make sure to use chalk to protect your hands and reduce injuries of overtraining that can affect the elbows, wrists, and forearms. That's round 1 of 3 down for this sequence of movements. You'll have a minute of break before we start up again. Much like when performing the windmill in a standing position, work within a range of motion that your body allows for. Do not force it. Pushing beyond what your body is capable of is is an invitation for injury. Be cognizant of what your body can do. During performance of the kettlebell swing, if you allow the kettlebell to swing too far away from your body during the upswing or downswing portions of the movement, the back may be put in a vulnerable position and power can be lost. Maintain shoulder engagement and allow the forearms to contact the inner upper thighs as the bell passes between the legs. The up leg of this exercise will be the same as with the kneeling bent press to allow the descent of the motion to occur. However, it is important to kickstand the back leg to allow for smooth flexion of the hip during the descent of this exercise in particular. powerfully drive through the heels and extend the hips to neutral in order to drive the bell through the upswing. Make sure to squeeze the glutes at the top of every repetition. The next 15 repetitions of 2-arm swings are your last repetitions of this sequence. That marks the end of your first sequence of today's workout. In between now and the start of your second sequence, you're going to have a nice, long 2-minute break. Let's make sure we grab some water if we need it, and then continue to rest in an active fashion to make sure that we don't compromise our performance for the second half of today's workout. You have a minute of rest before we start our second circuit of today's workout. For that sequence, you will also be performing a push, pull, swing sequence of movements. It'll go something like this. You'll kick things off with a Turkish get-up, 1 rep each side. From there, you'll move to 10 repetitions of the crossbody chop on each side, and then finish off with 10 repetitions of 1-arm swings with each arm. 3 times through, and you'll be done with today's workout. The kneeling crossbody chop is intended to be a pulling movement in each direction. The kneeling crossbody chop is intended to be a pulling movement in each direction, actively pulling the kettlebell across the body in the ascent of each repetition as if you're digging a hole with a shovel, and then actively contracting the lat, pulling the bell back across down to the original starting position. The one-arm swing varies from the two-arm swing for obvious reasons. It's a unilateral movement, and as a result, the one-arm swing is a slightly more difficult variation of the exercise that requires stabilization from the opposite side of the body to maintain balance and coordination. Once again, we're kicking off this sequence with one repetition of the Turkish get-up on each side. If this is a movement you're not comfortable with, you can regress back to kneeling windmills instead. During performance of the crossbody chop, make sure that the core is contributing with each repetition in order to get the most out of the exercise and keep your back safe while doing so. Anna's swing might look slightly different than yours in that she has some snap to each repetition. This comes as a result of a lot of practice and driving through the heels to create the powerful extension that the movement is known for. This power is not drawn from hyperextension of the low back, nor the arms. It is driven from the legs. Alright everybody, you've made it this far, and now we have hit the home stretch. You have 3 exercises remaining, 3 sets left before you are done with today's workout. Got about another 50 seconds of rest before we move back to Turkish get-ups. Let's get focused and get ready, and close this thing out strong. The rotation of this movement should occur from the thoracic spine, not so much the lumbar spine. Follow the trajectory of the bell with your eyes as it moves from one position to the next. These are your last 10 repetitions of crossbody chops on each side. Alright everybody, you have a brief rest period before we kick things off for your final set of today's workout. As has been the case in the last 2 sequences, you're closing things out with 10 repetitions of the one-arm swing with each arm. you.